In this video, you're going to learn how to become strong. But I want you to understand something right from the start. We won't teach you to force yourself to change, wrestling with discipline until you're exhausted. No, the real secret is shaping your character so that new habits and behaviors become nearly effortless. Here's exactly what we'll cover. 1. Identifying the subtle triggers that keep you weak. 2. Applying a simple daily framework that transforms behavior from the inside out. 3. Locking in those gains so you become unshakable under pressure. And by the end of this video, you won't just be checking off a list of new behaviors. You'll be forging yourself into a more solid, unshakable individual, ready to take on any challenge. Number 1. Identifying the subtle triggers that keep you weak. Weakness isn't always a loud, roaring foe. Sometimes it's the subtle, insidious voice that says, "Sleep in, skip the workout, there's always tomorrow." That voice coaxes you towards the easy path, just like the illusions Lelouch from Code Geass saw in a corrupt world. Yet Lelouch believed in reshaping his destiny, pronouncing, "The only ones who should kill are those who are prepared to be killed." That might sound extreme, but at its core, it's about responsibility for the battles you wage, both external and internal. If you are determined to destroy your weaknesses, you must be prepared to face the consequences of challenging them. And to do that, you must identify the subtle triggers that keep you weak. You might have to let go of old habits, old comforts, and old fears. Yes, it's painful, but real transformation always demands a price. Today's challenge is simple, but not easy. Look your weakness in the eye, stand tall, and deliver the decisive blow. Many people think strength is about outperforming everyone else, but that's a distraction. Real strength is about surpassing who you were yesterday. It's about refusing to surrender. You felt it before. Moments when you almost broke, when you questioned whether you could keep going. Maybe it was the pressure of an exam, the loss of a job, or the pain of rejection. Your weakness wants you to believe those moments define you, that you'll never be enough. But it's lying. The truth is, every time you push past one limit, you carve a new path to greatness. You fortify your resilience, forging a sharper edge for the next battle. The real weakness isn't always obvious. It's not a cackling villain monologuing on a mountaintop. Sometimes, it's the soft bed calling you to stay in when you should be training. Sometimes, it's the fear of being criticized, the dread of stepping into an arena where you might fail. That subtle enemy gnaws at your resolve, making you second-guess your dreams and your worth. It feeds on your quiet moments of insecurity, whispering, "Give up. This isn't for you." But guess what? Goku loved to eat and sleep, and yet he trained, even in the afterlife, to transform into something better. We all want a grand transformation, like a hero discovering a hidden power or unlocking a forbidden technique. But in the real world, strength is built one day at a time, one disciplined act after another. Strength is about the journey that refines you. It's forged by every morning you wake up and refuse to let old habits define you. It's in the sweat dripping from your brow after one more rep, one more mile, or one more hour of study. It's in the tears you shed late at night, determined to keep going even when no one's watching. Heroes don't become legends overnight. They become legends by slogging through adversity, learning from defeat, and standing up again and again. You earn real strength through daily sacrifice. You pay for it with the currency of your comfort, your excuses, and your fear. And when that payment is complete, your weakness, the one that's plagued you for so long, has nowhere left to hide. Number 2, applying a simple daily framework that transforms behavior from the inside out. Maybe you're still hesitating. What if I fail? What if I look stupid? What if all this effort leads to nowhere? That's your weakness talking, sowing seeds of doubt to keep you from stepping onto the battlefield. The voice of weakness grows loudest right before your breakthrough. It senses you're about to evolve, and it panics. Resistance isn't a signal that you're on the wrong path. It's proof you're aiming higher. If it didn't matter, your mind wouldn't fight you on it. Every hero experiences that moment of near collapse, where the body screams for rest, the spirit wavers, and the will to continue falters. But that's precisely the threshold where the old you dies and a stronger you is born. Think about every motivational anime speech that's ever sparked your fire. They all highlight the same truth. To become the person you aspire to be, you must shed the skin of your former self and apply a simple daily framework that transforms behavior from the inside out. And that process hurts. It's raw, it's grueling, but on the other side awaits a version of you who laughs in the face of obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Here's where vision meets reality. You want your weakness to die? Then start giving it lethal doses of discipline. Pick one routine, just one, that is the hardest for you. Maybe you hate waking up at 5 a.m. Maybe you hate running, so go run for 30 minutes. Maybe you have a personal fear. Good. Go face it every day. Courage is a moment. You're creating that moment with consistent action. Yes, it sucks. Growing out of your comfort zone sucks. But do you think that the greatest swordsmen are born on the training grounds or on the battlefield? Do rebels become heroes by hiding or by standing up? They thrived in hardship because hardship is the anvil from which all true strength is fashioned. If you turn away from that anvil, you turn away from your destiny. I know what you're thinking now. What if I can't sustain this? Is it really worth the sacrifice? That doubt is the last gasp of your weakness. Understand this. Once you've tasted even a fraction of the power that comes from self-discipline and relentless perseverance, you won't want to go back. You'll see the gap between who you were and who you are becoming, and that vision alone can fuel you for years. But your journey doesn't end here. You've learned how to stand up and strike at your weakness, but there's another step, knowing where to strike next. Number 3, lock in those gains so you become unshakable under pressure. Your final challenge is to seize the momentum you've built here. Strength thrives on consistency, so vow to take one bold action today. Lock in those gains so you become unshakable under pressure. Make it immediate. Make it tangible. Block out 30 minutes to train, to study, or to confront that lingering fear. Confess your determination to someone you trust so there's no turning back. Don't let this spark fizzle into a memory. Set it ablaze until it's an inferno, burning away every hint of cowardice that tries to creep back. Every step you take now is a nail in the coffin of your old limitations. Let your weakness meet its end right here, right now. Before you charge ahead, remember this. Once you've dealt a fatal blow to your weakness, what you do next will determine whether it stays dead. You've unlocked the power to crush excuses and conquer self-doubt. But if you want to steal that victory, there's one more step. Now that you're learning to bury your weakness in less than a minute, imagine how unstoppable you'll become when you layer on the 53-second rule, a simple method that ensures your determination never wavers. Ready to take that next leap? Go watch the video on conquering discipline for instant power. Weld this rule onto your new foundation, guaranteeing that weakness never revives. Your story continues in the next battle. Strength beckons, Will you answer? It's time to rise. Your weakness dies here, and your legacy is just beginning.